Joy Behar calls her a 10. I mean, how dare she objectify a woman with a sexist rating system, but it's such a typical thing from a 1.5.
Well said.
The motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh, wait, there she is. She has a point. Maybe I am obsessed, but some people are obsessed with Bigfoot, and they don't get to see him on TV every afternoon. And if they did, could they tell the two apart? I don't know.
Joy Behar didn't see it coming. Greg Gutfeld didn't yell, didn't point fingers. He just raised an eyebrow, and that was all it took. Sarcasm sharp enough to shave glass. He spun Joy's trademark smugness into a full-blown spiral. Enter Tyrus, calm, collected, and brutal. His jokes didn't land, they detonated. No smiles. No second chances. It wasn't a debate. It was a showcase of silent dominance. Friendly fire? Not even close. This was a comedy takedown dressed like an interview, and Joy never stood a chance.
It's not even that. In The View, you don't need to find Trumpers. You need to fire your race baiters.
Yeah.
You need to fire the two races. You've had people. You had a McCain on there. You've had people on there before, and you ran them off. So the racist ones who want to stick to this, Whoopi and Sonny, and was it Bette Midler? What's her name?
Joy.
Broke ass Bette Midler. Fire them and bring people in. Maybe you could get McCain to come back. She was a Republican, but every show and every break, she was nearly in tears because she was being attacked.
Unscripted and lethal. Tyrus didn't need to raise a brow to level Joy, just dropped lines like anvils, each one pulling the rug further. Gutfeld, meanwhile, didn't punch, he sliced. Mockery delivered with such precision it bypassed volume and went straight to ego. Joy's been perched on daytime's crumbling pedestal for years, untouched in her own echo box. But this wasn't a storm, this was a sniper strike, surgical comedy with no theatrics, just aim, fire. And watch the false facade fall. By the time she realized what hit her, the segment was over and her grip on relevance even shakier.
Week, Joy Behar accused Elon Musk of being pro-apartheid, but then begged him afterwards not to sue. Musk lawyers have yet to comment because they're still checking to see if it's legal to sue a cow.
Shots fired.
Just a legal question. I don't know why it's so upsetting. I don't make the rules in this country.
Gutfeld never dropped her name and didn't need to. He sketched the caricature so vividly, no one needed a label, a velvet-throned media elite. Preaching to the masses with wine glass in hand, detached from the dirt she claims to understand. Sound familiar? It was a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. Satire cloaked in calm, crafted to sting without mess. Then came Tyrus, the quiet finisher. One icy line and a look like, seriously, that was the knockout. No rants, no brawls, just a calm cow out of the farce she's clung to for decades.
Some news, the feral monsters of The View say they've never heard of you-know-who. True, the show that makes mornings hell claim that my name doesn't ring a bell. It's time for
Our View on The View. Ugh.
Yeah, the Witch's Coven finally shows me some lovin'. Yesterday on The View, yours truly was the subject of conversation. Apparently the broads have no idea who I am, or so they say. Hit it, glass.
Joy Behar didn't trend because she said something bold. She trended because two men laughed her into cultural irrelevance, and she wasn't even on the screen. Let's break it down. Her career has become a blooper reel of tone-deaf rants and hot takes that barely register with reality. She's that person at a party who hijacks every convo with a Fox academic lecture and butchers the facts in the process. Gutfeld didn't scream at her, he didn't rant. He simply smiled, cracked the jokes, and watched her entire image start to peel. He didn't argue, he exposed, not with rage but with laughter.
Gutfeld talks about you all the time. Who is he? Really, who is he?
I don't watch the show.
He has a show.
I don't watch the
Never
show.
heard of him.
Yeah.
I guess he's just obsessed with me.
No. Next, Joy's gonna say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch. Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's
What's left of The View is no longer a talk show. It's performance art masquerading as conversation, screams over facts, meltdowns over meaning. Think Twitter thread but louder and with more makeup. Gutfeld, he's not even in the chaos. He's on the rooftop, sipping coffee, watching the ship sink with a smirk. Then boom. He lobs a joke so sharp it obliterates the entire premise. That The View stands for anything anymore. He didn't attack Joy, he dismantled what she represents. The image, the illusion, and he did it without a single decibel of effort.
No, this is what elitists do who can't, like, if you don't know who someone is, how did you know to automatically hate him? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, that's how fake and full of she is. Gutfeld, never heard of him. Don't like him. Why? Because why? That's why I just turned to one of my kids. Because why?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who he is. Never heard of him at all in my entire life. But why? Because I don't know. Because they are the last TV show to talk about high turnover. Mm-hmm. We've been rolling 3 steady for a long time.
Yeah.
We don't take breaks in the commercial to get away from each other. Well, that's what the drinking's for.
Yes.
Megan McCain, how'd that go?
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell, or any of these previous fellow employees? Because one of the things they said was that no one walks away from money. Right?
Yeah.
So they got people running away from it.
Joy lectures with the confidence of a scholar but fumbles through facts like she skimmed headlines on the drive-in. She's loud, brash, and hopelessly inaccurate. Her audience claps on cue, not for wit, but for allegiance. Meanwhile, Gutfeld and Tyrus are dealing in real laughs. The kind that start slow and hit hard, the kind you can't manufacture. Where Joy needs a script and applause to land a line, Gutfeld just needs one eyebrow raise. She mistook her applause for agreement. He showed it was all just noise. A paper throne already burned.
The problem is that you have to go after the racist people, and be the CEO goes, you know what? I'm not going to allow a woman on my show or man that will go after white America and talk about them like dogs. That doesn't represent our ideals or values for anyone. And get rid of those people, and this will clear up real quick. So do you have to actually look in the mirror and clean up your own backyard and get the racist people out? Because that's who you allowed in. You allowed black racists on TV who could just go all day and say anything about white people. And I guess lo and behold, they forgot that there's a lot of people at home, white people at home during the day, that are not watching your show anymore. So just clean it up.
Yeah, you know,
Tyrus didn't deliver a knockout. He didn't need to. He just looked at her like, wait, you're serious? Then turned away. That look spoke louder than any takedown. Satire doesn't need screaming matches. Irony doesn't bend to outrage. And Joy's entire brand is built on dramatics. Gutfeld sidesteps her fury with timing and irony, while Tyrus walks through her storm like it's a spring breeze. She could evolve, she could pivot, but she won't. Why? Because outrage is a drug, and she's addicted to the buzz. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't attack her, they unmasked the performance.
It's about The View. It's become like a medical hospital that displays human misfailure. Like it's like here, let's look at this political oddity. You know, it's like it really is like the left-wing equivalent of a carnival sideshow, except instead of bearded ladies and fat clowns and two-headed cows. Well, let me rephrase that. But The View is a victim of the sunk cost fallacy. You know, how can you now speak the truth when for years you've been telling lie after lie after lie? Now you're carrying this big bag of rocks around you because it's too harmful for their ego to admit that we really were dishonest. And they could be honest. All they would have to say is, look, we hate Trump so much. We were willing to lie about Joe Biden because we felt he was preferable. We thought our lying and our cover-up was on your behalf. Just say that. You're still scum, but at least you're an honest scum.
It landed harder than she'll ever admit. This was long overdue. For years, no one's dared pop the balloon. Now someone did without even showing up. The View is no longer relevant. It's a parody of what it once pretended to be, and Gutfeld and Tyrus, they're not even playing the same game. No scripts, no cues, just real, raw satire, where Joy delivers monologues like she's defending a Supreme Court case. Greg comes in like the guy who says what everyone's thinking with a smirk and a one-liner. It wasn't a direct hit, it was an indirect demolition.
Sure, all that, and the price of butter. Sunny gets the game ball. If it wasn't for her, asking that question, it might have been a closer election. But when oh no, nothing really comes to mind, I was like, cha-ching. Listen, they're bitter, they're angry, they're entitled. They also should be, this should have been a reset for everyone who pushed lies and misinformation for the last, they called them Hitler, they call these things, America rejected them. And instead of coming back and saying, we lied, they instead are now doubling down. So let her keep doing it, because if she keeps that up, we're going to keep getting the Senate and probably the House and the White House, because people see right through your lies.
Joy wasn't roasted with insults. She was undone by irony. The View cloaks self-righteousness and studio applause, but Gutfeld and Tyrus use comedy with teeth, and the audience, they're picking sides. One shouts, one smirks. One demands compliance. The other earns the laugh. Gutfeld never needed to confront her, he roasted the brand from afar. While Joy's still waving from her imaginary throne, Greg already left the building. Tyrus? Just a glance and a breath somehow heavier than her. Longest rants. It's not combat, it's contrast. And
Sure loves running her mouth. She should. But she should. It's the only running she does. Emily! So what did you make of this VBAC? VBAC is what she called him. I don't care if you disagree or agree with him. That dude is not dumb.
No, and that is what was so ridiculous. Everything that comes out of her mouth is ridiculous, but for her to make that kind of point about someone that we all know, that regardless how you feel about his politics or him running, that he is undeniably brilliant, is so ridiculous.
never saw it. That's the punch. Joy expected a brawl-alive, fiery spectacle. What she got was silence that hit harder than any shout ever could. Imagine building your entire persona on provocation, only to find out no one's reacting. The outrage engine ran out of fuel, and Joy's still revving. The circus is gone, the crowd moved on, and her mic? It's picking up static. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't need a face-off. They performed an off-camera takedown so clean, the legacy collapsed without warning. And the wildest part, it wasn't even personal. It was just overdue.
Here's Joy Behar talking about refusing to share a kidney.
I find it friends with a Trump supporter. I won't give them a kidney, but I could be friends with them.
Hey Joy, it's a kidney, not a pizza. Of course, she's kidding at first, but then she goes on to explain the moral foundation for her resentment, and it's the same one that drives all deadly ideologies.
What once felt like real-time commentary now feels like reheated sound bites. The View is stuck on autoplay. Meanwhile, Gutfeld's show, it's wild, it's unfiltered, but it's real, like a late-night bar joke that's too true to ignore. Joy's show spoon-feeds drama with a straight face. Gutfeld throws shade with a grin. Young audiences aren't buying Joy's dramatics anymore. They're done being preached to by millionaires yelling from designer chairs. They're tuning into comedy that mocks the chaos instead of feeding it. And Tyrus? He doesn't even speak, he just smirks. And that smirk says it all.
Sausage maker Johnsonville is recalling more than 42,000 pounds of pork sausage for possible contamination with plastic fibers. Fortunately, authorities were able to track all 42,000 pounds to a single location in New York City.
So where's Joy now? Probably backstage, queuing up the next scripted claptrap. Not realizing the audience left the building. The takedown already aired and she missed it. Greg and Tyrus didn't need her to show up. Her show, her sound bites. Her persona gave them all the ammunition they needed. No screaming, no battle. Just smart satire and an eyebrow raised at the absurdity. Her empire? Just a stool wobbling on old applause. Her legacy? A laugh track running on fumes. The roast didn't need her in the chair. All it needed was a camera, a punchline, and the truth.